Hello.
Hello.
Hello, I'm here for, my name is Lauren. I'm here for the Learning to Code Tuesday. I don't know, I'm not hearing anything.
Yeah, no, neither was I, or neither had I
Oh,
heard anything.
was
Hi.
I muted this entire time?
Oh, you've
Also
been talking?
because,
Yeah.
oh my gosh,
You have
because,
been muted. Yes, everybody's been muted until now.
Oh no, I'm so sorry. Okay, let's just start over. With that being said, with my whole spiel, I get to repeat it again. I'm so sorry. I'm Taylor, and I
alright,
host Learn to Code Tuesdays. And this is a place for y'all to ask your questions and get answers. If you want to learn about Swift or AI or Python or anything in between, HTML. Basically, this is a community. So you guys get to ask your questions and I will answer them, maybe if I can or somebody else can. We have three components to this community. We have a mailing list, which I will give you guys. Some of you guys subscribed with the posting email, so I made a little bit of a mistake on the press release when I posted it, and I put learn to code at programmingforeveryone.org. I failed to put learn to code plus subscribe, so I'll be correcting that pronto. But I will try to get everybody who wanted to just accidentally send a message. I will put them in the group by the end of today. Yesterday was a holiday, so I tried to take it easy as much as I could. So I didn't really do anything for Learn to Code Tuesdays like I normally do for Mondays because yesterday was the holiday in the US. So I couldn't really do a whole lot because I was just, I wasn't working and obviously I want to take a break. So anyway, that's what you get when you have a Monday holiday, I guess. So, yeah, this is Learn to Code Tuesdays. Y'all can ask any questions you guys want, and we also are streaming on YouTube where you guys can ask your questions on the chat, and we also have a Zoom chat as well. We also have a Discord server, which I'll be putting the link to, so if you guys want to hang out with other coders. And of course, there's also these meetings as well every Tuesday at 10 a.m. Central and on my YouTube channel. My YouTube channel is Taylor Arndt, and you can, so TaylorArndt, and you can find it on YouTube, and you can watch these live broadcasts even from last year as well. So, with that being said, does anybody have any questions or want to start us off with any questions they have? Otherwise, I've got one from somebody from last week that I didn't get to answer. But because I accidentally started muted, I want to make sure that I'm not muted again.
You're not now. And you said if we want to be added to the mailing list, just to put our email address in the Zoom chat here, will that work?
You can do that. Or actually, I think I had your email address. So in the group, you accidentally posted to the group and said subscribe. So I'll manually add you in a minute.
Oh, did I?
Yeah,
Okay.
I accidentally made a publication error on my press release and I put learn to code at programming for everyone. What I
Oh,
failed to do because it's a Google group is learn to code plus subscribe.
right. Gotcha.
You can
Okay.
go ahead and
Yeah.
resubscribe yourself as well if you would like.
So you said it's learn to code plus subscribe at googlegroups.com?
No, at programmingforeveryone.org. I can put the
Sorry.
chat. I
Okay.
can put it in
Yeah.
there. Yeah,
Yeah,
we have
that
a
would be
group.
helpful.
We have a Google Groups for business.
Okay.
Because we
Cool.
can have more members and things. So let me put that in the chat real quick. But how are y'all doing today?
Pretty good. Just staying inside because it's too cold to do anything else.
hello, same here.
I used to live in Michigan and it was too cold. I'm in Texas, so yeah.
Smart to live in a warmer climate.
Well, yeah.
Well, that's nice. I'm in Dayton, Ohio, so it is
Oh my
cold.
gosh. Well, that really sucks.
Yeah.
Um, okay. So yeah, I'm putting everything in here. So I'm putting everything in this chat so you guys can get the chat out of here. Really, we talk a lot about a bunch of different things. It's kind of like an office hours, so you guys can ask different questions or, even start with different things. Um, and funny thing, so I joined Threads. If you guys have heard that whole social media going around, basically it's like Instagram. We have to have an Instagram account and then you join in with it. Well, the AI keeps thinking I'm a bot, and so I keep getting banned like every 3 hours. It's awesome. Anyway, that's my current struggle. People always call me Tay AI because like I seem like I'm an AI just of how I move and like how I act. So if you don't know anything about me, like I can sometimes act like an AI when I'm moving around my screen reader because I move super fast. And so some of these automated systems like to trigger and tell me that I'm an AI.
You sound pretty human to me. I mean, I don't know though. I mean, the AI is getting so, so good.
I don't know either.
Now, I've heard your name around though, way before AI was a thing. So I'm pretty sure you're not AI.
I'm not.
So you must have some coding experience then. What's your background?
Yeah, let me actually get into that. So
That would
I've
be
been
great.
coding since I was 14. I'm 26. Um, I've been doing, let's see, right now I'm doing a lot of Swift. And what I do is I work for a small app development company, and this Learn to Code Tuesday is actually sponsored by them. I guess if you could say it's sponsored by it, or well, they let me do it during the workday, so I guess that's the thing. And it's called Techopolis LLC. And used to be Techopolis Online Solutions. We did a big rebranding. It's like new year, new brand. Cool. We do iOS apps, we do Mac OS apps. I'll be talking about those throughout the year. You guys will get to know us pretty well. But aside from or apps, I've been doing Python since I was like 14. Really, it started because I needed a way to do my schoolwork, and I lived in a really small town, and I couldn't get anything done because nothing was accessible. So I coded solutions so I could get my work done. And then ever since then, I've just started loving coding even more and even more and even more. And now I build apps for a living, and I also make other software stuff as well. And I've been doing accessibility for 8 years as well. So I've been doing Python, Swift, HTML, CSS, JavaScript. What else do I know? Um, yeah, I don't even know. I know a little bit of Java. Um, but yeah, that's kind of my background.
You ever done anything with C sharp?
You know what? Actually, yeah, that was my first language. I don't remember it, but I know enough to get me in trouble.
That's what I'm messing with right now, and I've dabbled with coding ever since I was like 10 or 11 around that time, and
I'll have you.
never never really got into it seriously. I always get kind of it just starts getting too complicated, and then I kind of lose interest. But
Well,
I've really been trying to push through with the Code Academy lessons on C sharp.
you have no excuse now. There's no better time like today to learn. That's why I'm having these office hours. How'd you find out about it? Was it from a list?
I believe it was a list. I'm trying to remember which bits. I believe it was on bits.
I'm trying to figure out where everybody's learning about all this stuff so I can keep promoting and get more people. Um, because I do these every Tuesday. Oh yeah, I will add you to your group, the group email. Thank you. What I do is I export these chats and I will add to the group.
Okay.
Yeah, I was just telling you. And by the way, somebody has some background noise. If we could stay muted because we are recording. I don't think you want your business streamed on YouTube. So it's just a common courtesy. The reason we put these on YouTube, people keep asking, is because let's say you're not available one week, but you want to learn what's happened. YouTube is just a great place for that because you guys can go to my YouTube channel and watch the live broadcasts when they're done. I do not take them down because I want people to learn, even if we're not together, or you want to look at something that was in a previous meeting. So that is to say, and that also eventually they will be podcasts. I think the community did vote on the first week, and we did decide podcasts. However, the community has grown a lot more, so I'm probably going to do a revote. We've grown by 2x these last 2 weeks. So I think we have like, what is it, 60 people registered? I don't even know. I told my manager, I said, if this Zoom meeting gets more than 100 users, we'll have to move to Google Meet because we only have 100 user Zoom. But anyway, that's something we'll deal with for a later date. So yes, I will add everybody's emails if they want it to the Google group. Yeah, so hopefully you guys like that. Any other questions? I know you're learning C
Hello.
sharp.
Yeah, it's Siddharth here.
How are
Hello.
you doing today?
Good morning, Siddharth here. Yeah, I am from India. I am also a little bit dabbling in programming and so on. I think so. Last time Tikaram has came, na?
Yes.
Yeah, yeah. Say, yeah. So say I am also the same colleague of him. I am also studying in the same institute and learning all the web apps and so on, and making apps in Azure and so on. So
Okay.
basically, I have some questions about it. So,
Go
are there
ahead.
any free hosting services where we can launch our apps if we make some apps or what you say websites or something like that with Node.js and so
Um.
on? Can we host it?
Oh man, this is the hot topic of the day, isn't it? I was talking to my manager about this last week because we actually were having the same problem. If you don't know, I've heard of Heroku. Have you guys heard of that before?
No.
Well, they decided they were going to do a disservice in 2022 and they were going to get rid of their free plan. For a while, Heroku used to be the de facto solution. So
I
here's what
see.
I can tell you now.
Uh-huh.
There's a good one that's called Netlify. I've not used it, but they seem to have a good free tier. I
Uh,
also there's one called Railway. Now Railway is interesting. We're actually using that right now. The way that that works is that you can be able to like deploy that you get a free 30-day trial, or they give you free $5 credits, so whatever one runs out first. Now the thing about that one is that it's $5, so it's not fully free. But that's something else to consider if you have a little bit of budget. I don't know what that translates into Indian currency.
right.
Other free ones, let's see. So are you a registered student?
No, no, no. Actually, we are working and I mean it's a NGO, so we are not student. I'm really blind as a
Okay.
professional. Yeah.
I was gonna say, you could probably find something in the GitHub student pack, but
Uh,
let's see. I mean, again, these are all things that are in the U.S. I have no idea what is in India, because I don't know anything about
Nah,
India
no.
in that market.
Most probably it's the most probably the best we will get is free hosting would be in US market only, if it is possible. Otherwise, yeah. And any
Yeah,
other ways to use like user you mean to say for coding purposes, if you want to use AI for bug checking and trying to use AI for that, so what are the best options for this?
for like helping you code.
Yeah, for using AI to find bugs in our project.
Oh, yeah. So a lot of different tools have these. What I personally do is right now I'm into Claude Code. I really like it.
Yeah,
It's $20 a month. And I have
yeah,
a Claude MD, and actually I also have a skill. A skill is basically like a knowledge pack for the AI. And I've got a bug hunting skill. So what it does is it uses unit tests and it checks for different bugs. And then I can report them, and then it's a iterative loop. I've been doing a lot of that kind of stuff lately because I've been building a huge web app for the company I work for.
yeah,
And so yeah, I use that. Cursor also has a dedicated bug bot, but it's pretty expensive. Um, so those are kind of the best ways to find bugs. But then I also say, hey, I say, can you find any noticeable bugs in this code base? Like I've got a big prompt I use for that. So those are kind of some of the resources I use to help find bugs in my code base. But then another thing about the hosting, you could always ask like ChatGPT or Claude because it may know of free hosting. There's a lot of services I know about, but I don't know if they're fully free or not.
yeah.
So
But code you said, huh? It's $20. Are there any free options or cheaper options for that?
yes, I think there's one called AMP Code, AMP. I've never used it, but I think it's ad supported. You may also be able to use ChatGPT Go. I think that's also available to
Yes,
you at
yes,
$8.
I am using, yeah, I am using that. But
And I
actually
don't, yeah.
we don't use the actually we don't. I was looking for that same thing, that we can directly ask the by code we can directly ask to scan the whole directory. For that now I have to use a Python script and copy, make a JSON file of all the scripts and files. Then I have to give it to Chat GPT,
Uh,
all the codes and so on. Then he can scan the bugs and so on. But that's a long option, right?
yeah, and I think like the Claude or something else, AMPP is free with ads, so you may want to check
Okay.
out that AMP code. Let me put the link in the chat.
Okay.
I've never used it because I just use my Claude code or cursor. And yeah,
Okay.
I'm sure with AMP they will train on your data, so just keep that in mind.
Yeah. And anyway, we can use free, free some the Hugging Face modules, like codes or something like that, 9 billion
Yeah,
parameters and so on. With
hold on just a second. My headphones are wacky. Let me restart them and I'll answer that in a second. Yes, I actually do specialize in on-device AI, so I can answer this pretty all right. So the Hugging Face models, yes, you may be able to use them. I don't know how big a computer you have. Like, how much RAM do you have on your computer?
I have a Ryzen 7 32 GB shared 780 GPU.
You may be able to use something like OpenCode and connect GPT OSS 20B, and that may
20B
be.
is too big. Actually, I am using 9B parameter, 14B parameters also. It's taking me 20 minutes, 30 minutes or something like that.
Oh no, because yeah,
Yeah.
usually like on our computers we can run 32B. It won't run so it won't run the 20B. Interesting.
Oh. So you are able to run 20B parameters with you have a shared GPU or
Oh, a
dedicated?
shared. Oh, I didn't catch that. Okay, my
No,
bad. We
shared
know
GPU.
we have
Shared.
unified memory on our Macs.
Right, right. That's what
Okay.
I shared.
In that case, what I recommend is there's a site called Open Router, and they've got free models on there. And I think the OSS 20B may be a free one, but there's also the Mistral 24B that you can run for free on OpenRouter.com.
Yeah, right. Open router.
Yeah, and you can put your API key into something like either Klein or Kilo Code or Open Code, and you could be able to connect to it there.
Open code is accessible fully with it's a client, right? It's a client.
Absolutely, it's not absolutely not. No, it's not very
Yeah.
accessible. I'm sorry. I did not know that you were blind. Because
Yeah,
I'm
I
kind
am
of
totally
assuming
blind. Yeah, I am
we
totally blind.
have
Actually,
people in this community who are not, so I never assume anything at this point.
yeah.
Okay, so open code is not the most accessible. I'm trying to make it accessible, but it's kind of a
Today
process.
only I installed open code. Means I was looking at Claude and trying to see was any free options available. Today
Yeah,
only
open
I
code's
tried
not
out
accessible.
SPED. Yeah, but it was not working. I tried to set up my I use Llama CPP
That's
and
a good one
use
too.
the Llama CPP and run my local some models to it and give it to open code and try to find bugs to my project, but it was not working, I guess. I was able to do it.
Okay. You can also use Aider, AIDER,
Yeah, I tried that. Yeah, after that I tried that one only. I was it's much better than that. Yeah.
or Klein, CLINE.
Okay.
And there's a bunch
I'll
of other
try.
forks of Klein like Rue Code and Kilo Code and those kind of sorts.
So did you try that, any of them which are fully accessible or workable?
So Rue Code is pretty operable. None of them are fully accessible. The other option you do have though is you can bring your own key in GitHub Copilot and use OpenRouter in there, and that is pretty accessible. GitHub Copilot is accessible.
Copilot is accessible.
Yes,
Hub Copilot,
GitHub
but Hub
Copilot.
Copilot I tried it out, but Hub Copilot mostly when you scan it scans for security bugs and so on, and I am more looking for code bugs and for internal bugs or something like that, for mismatch or something like that between files. So it was doing more security related bugs.
Honestly, for that use, you may need to find an MCP because I don't think a lot of these do it by default.
Right.
You may need to find a MCP, which is a Model Context Protocol server.
Right. For Copilot.
Yeah, and Copilot or any of these tools.
Okay.
But AMP might help you, or there's also a free Augment Code plan. You can get Augment Code, 50 messages a month for free on the community plan.
Okay.
And again, you may need to find an MCP. I'll have to look. But hopefully, does that help anyway?
I'll try it out and let you know soon enough.
Okay.
Yeah.
Any other questions?
Uh, any other AI models which I can use, which is good enough or which can run in my PC, which is better for coding purposes, most probably. 7 billion parameters or llama 2 models would be possible, or what type of view models are you look? Or also I wanted to ask, I'm working in more Node.js. Are there any other things which are more means more skills we should develop, or more applications we should learn and host on Azure and so on, that we should gather or upskill myself, which are more in demand nowadays?
Oh, like programming languages?
Yeah, programming languages or artificial intelligence or so on, or what should I learn in that in that sector?
It all depends. Whatever, like, like whatever you want to do. What's your aspiration?
Right.
Like,
No,
what do
but
you want to do for a living?
what is now latest going on? Node.js is people are working in Node.js or something like that, or any other apps which are in trend or something like that.
People are doing Node.js. They're using React. Other
Yeah.
languages, like Swift and Vapor are starting to get market share, but Node.js has a most by far. And also, for like desktop apps, Electron has most of the market share for those kind of apps. But really the trends I think are going to keep going towards Node.js. And the reason is because AI knows it the most and people are coding more with AI than ever.
Right. And for Python, what type of interface would you prefer? What type of interface would you will doing for doing accessible, for being accessible, or how you will make it exe make application?
A good question. So for Python, there's a couple of different choices. For one thing, there is Toga by Beware, Beware. And
Sugar. Oh, just
yep,
okay.
it's under development still, but it will make native Windows apps. So for
Yeah.
anybody that knows C# over here, I'm looking at you. It
No, I
actually translates down to Windows Forms,
oh,
WinForms
nice,
apps. Um, there's
nice.
also WX Python and one of our, I don't know, do you know Jeff Bishop?
No,
He and a bunch of other people are trying to make it more accessible because there's some accessibility issues with some of the components.
nice. Okay, okay.
And there's also PySide 6 that's pretty good. That's also it's an open source alternative to PyQt5.
Okay.
So those three I would recommend. WX, PySide, and Toga. We've made interfaces with all of them.
Right, right. How are there any good models we like Olama is there, and anything or something or any fully accessible which is web client we can run models and easy to install and lighter on screen, means PC.
Yeah, so that's a good question. So, really the main ones there, of course, the Open Web UI, that's not the most accessible. I'm working on something that can run llama models, but it's
Mm-hmm.
just really in progress. There's the VO llama, so VO, like voiceover llama. It works on
Okay.
Windows. It's made in Python. That's a good one. But also the llama UI is not the best, but it's usable. And then I know that Llama CPP has a UI that they just made.
Llama CPP, this is a CLI based only. Na? Llama CPP,
They made a
I,
UI about
okay,
6 weeks ago. I don't know how the
nice.
status is. I've never tried it.
Yeah, I today only tried out the CLI version, so I don't know about. I would try it out the UI version also. If you want.
Yeah, they have the UI.
Nice. It was bit lighter on. Yeah, I find it Llama CPP lighter and on PC and so on. So it's
Yeah.
good. But yeah, if there are so many different uh, for running models, but they are very big. Or means it takes lot of means 1 GB, 2 GB, sometimes 600 MB to install also.
It does.
Yeah.
Um,
Uh,
yeah.
Means and they, I find it I installed couple of them, but they I find it little bit inaccessible. Some parts are little, most of them. So I was thinking, are there any fully accessible? Because there are so many, but they are hardly. If I tried a couple of them, but they were inaccessible also to some of the parts.
Yeah, that's what you're gonna find. I did find a bug bounty MCP that does like penetration testing and bugs and everything else in there, not just security, but everything else. So I just put that in the chat. That may help you. I've never tried it.
Okay.
Any questions or are you good?
No, thank you, thank you.
All right, you're very welcome.
Yeah.
And again, all the links are gonna be in chat so everybody can take advantage of these links. Any other questions from anybody else? What else are you guys working on?
It's Lauren. What are those two? You mentioned those. You mentioned in the chat. I was trying to get it. Augment. What are those all for? And what do they
Those are
do?
coding AI agents where you can code with AI.
Oh, with AI. And you mentioned something with Python. With WX Python, but then there was something else with Python that can help. Is that's
WX
with
Python is a
AI? I
way to
mean,
make WX Python is a way to make interfaces with Python. Now saying that Jeff Bishop and Bits are making it more accessible.
right. But then there was it's WX Python, and that's. I mean, I've heard of it and it sounds familiar. What is it? What does it do exactly?
Where you can make graphical user interfaces using Python,
A graphical user.
like
And what does
visual
augment?
windows.
What does amp code and augment do?
Both
Augment.
coding agents that use AI, so it will help you write code using AI.
Oh, so you add. So how does? Oh, so it's what is it? Augment. I'm not good at getting the chess. Augment gate. Did you say?
No, augment like
Augment.
it's an agent.
Oh, it's an agent. Okay.
Yeah,
So
you can write code with it through AI.
so it's called augment.com. What is it exactly? I'm
Augment
not getting
code.
augmentcode.com and ampcode.com. Okay, let me
Yep,
see.
both do the same
Those
thing, but they're just different companies.
I see, and those are all for Windows. Okay, those are
No,
good. Okay,
necessarily. They're all for writing code. They're for like you can
uh
put them in VS Code or other things.
well, I use VS Codes. That's uh, okay. Thank you.
Welcome.
Thank you.
All right, I see some chat. Somebody saying hello. Let's see. Let's look at it real quick. Okay. My headset's just giving up. I intend to use Python for the backend. Okay. So yeah, if you're gonna be building a GUI application, it all depends on what it is. But typically what I've either been doing is I do JavaScript with Electron on the front end and then Python on the back end. I just find that to be the best combo, especially if I'm dealing with AI. I'm gonna be making a AI fine-tuning studio app in the next few weeks. What that is, if anybody hasn't known, is you can actually train your own AI on your own device. And that process is called fine tuning. I won't get into that right now, but basically, I'm going to be making a whole studio and a course about how to do it on your own machine. Anyway, so I'm gonna have to be using Python on the back end, and then I'll use JavaScript on the front end. I find that to be the best combo because I can use JavaScript with Electron for its good front end support with React, and then I can use back end with Python. That way I can get all the good AI flexibility I need. So does that help anything? Oh, you need tree views and list views, anywhere to start. Well, I think you can do tree views in Electron. If you can't, I would do WX or Toga and then Python stuff on the back end because Toga will implement into Windows Forms. Or you could decide to make it in C# and then have Python on the back end. Although I wouldn't do that personally because I'm not very good at C#. I mean, or you could decide to do Java. But there's all these different routes. I would do JavaScript on the front end though, because that's what I'm more familiar with between JavaScript and Python. Of course, the one I'm most familiar with is Swift, but that's not going to help in this instance. Not on the web. Let's see. Okay. Let's see. Okay. So not in the STB. Wait a minute. Okay. So let's see. In this instance, yeah, I would probably either do like a Python with a Toga on the front end, and then you could do Python on the back end as well. Or I would do something like more native, like C# or STB. Okay. Hold on. Okay. That's what I do. Let me check the messages. I'm trying to. Okay. So yeah, that is how we're doing that. Oh. Okay. So that is interesting. I'd probably do that. Or yeah, I'd probably do either a Python Toga on the front end and then the Python on the back end, if you want more native. But C# is also an option. I don't like to deal with all the Microsoft Visual Studio, but then the C# would make it so you couldn't run it on Mac easily. So it all depends on if you want it cross-platform. You could also do something like, you could use Rust or other things, but I don't know anything about that. So that's something I don't know anything about and how that works. So yeah, any other questions, or did I answer that question pretty well? It can be a difficult choice to make a good decision about frameworks. But again, if others in the community have ideas as well, you guys can definitely ask the questions.
You know what I think's, oh, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead. I cut you off.
No, I think an interesting discussion to have would be about what programming languages to learn. I mean, unless everybody's already kind of decided, but I started out doing BASIC years and years and years ago, like, back in the DOS days and stuff. But it almost seems like C# in a way is not, because people seem to be focused more on mobile app development, and C# seems to be more like PC kind of stuff. So I'd like to hear opinions on that, because it doesn't seem as relevant as it did when I was in high school, for instance.
Well, that's a good question. Okay, so here's what I will say being a mobile developer. I do also other things. But yeah, I will put the thing in the chat about the WX Python and Toga and all those resources because somebody wanted those. So as a developer who's been developing for 14 years, and by the way, I was not even around on the computer when like DOS and others came out, so I know I'm trying to make you guys look old, but no,
I know I'm aging myself a little bit.
and I've also really never, like when I was in high school, I learned HTML and all this other stuff. But anyway, I self-taught C# to myself. And that's always interesting. But what I would really think here is that the world is moving very fast It all depends on what your goals are. So what are your goals? What are you trying to do?
Oh, right now I'm just messing around.
Okay.
You
But
know
do
what
you
I'm
have a
saying?
project in mind? Because like that's always the first thing I ask. Like, do you have a
I
project in mind?
know, and I really don't right now. Um, I'm just kind of trying to find other hobbies and things to do. So, yeah, I know that's a non-answer. I'm sorry, but that's what it is.
What are you making in C# then? Let's start
I'm
there.
just following the Code Academy. Um, so Code Academy is really cool because it has it all and it's accessible.
Yes,
Um,
I helped actually make it accessible.
did you? Okay, very good.
I
Well,
spoke to their team at one point. Like, hey, we need to make this accessible.
I think right now I'm just kind of focusing on becoming more comfortable with object-oriented concepts because I'm following the course and learning all the stuff like polymorphism and
Oh
references
yeah.
and interfaces. And I'm kind of having a hard time understanding exactly how it really translates to like writing a chat client or something like that. You know what I'm
Okay,
saying?
we could talk about that. So, so is that what you want to do? Like, write a chat client for something?
That's what I used to do years ago. I used to write in Visual Basic. I helped write Freedom Chat when it was a thing. Um,
I don't know what that is.
yeah, you probably weren't. Yeah. So anyway, that was what we did. We ran an IRC server and
Ah,
we wrote chat clients and a buddy and he did all the Win I don't even know if they call it WinSock anymore. The socket code and then I did the interface code and we did it in Visual Basic. Um, but now I'm just kind of trying to I don't really have a goal for a specific project. No, I'm just kind of trying to get familiar with the with the concepts and just going through the tutorial and that kind of thing. Essentially, I'm kind of more actually, you know what? I kind of do in a way. I'm kind of more like into databases and things like that.
okay,
Yeah. Yeah. Because I
okay.
actually do data entry right now. I work in databases, but I don't actually work on the programmatic side of them. I do boring data entry. I'd like to get more into
That
like,
was going to be my next question.
yeah.
What do you do for work?
Yeah. Thanks for helping me. It kind of helps talking to someone to make me think about it.
That's why we do these.
Yeah. So, I do database entry basically for United Ways around the country, and so all of those are kind of like based on they're databases. So obviously there's programmatic ways to put the data in and everything, but I just use the interface right now. But I'd like to get more into the programmatic what's the SQL. Um, I have a little bit of familiarity with MySQL. So kind of going down that path, I think, is kind of where I'm at. And I know you can do that with C#. I don't know if it's the most, efficient way of doing it, but I would say database is kind of the path I'm most familiar, kind of more interested in.
Okay, that gives me something to start off with. So you're messing with C# because is that what Code Academy first showed you, or why are you messing with C#?
That's just what I have always messed with for like the past 15 years. No other good reason. I just have some familiarity with it, so that's kind of why I picked that one.
Great. Okay, so here's what I'm thinking. So you want to do something with databases. Honestly, what I'd probably do is I'd probably learn about databases. I'd probably learn how they work. I'd probably take the Code Academy course. There's probably a SQL course or a database introduction course. That's what
Okay.
I'd probably do first. And then I'd probably want you to like make a project with it. Maybe even like a simple web app. I don't know, maybe like a to-do list app that uses a database to track what kind of work you have left to do. I'm just trying to make up something. There's a lot of different variations of database these days. There's even ones that are called serverless Postgres or PostgreSQL, because there's MySQL, Postgres, like, Microsoft SQL. There's so many this stuff.
Yeah.
So I probably we actually use something called Neon. It's a serverless managed Postgres database, and it's free for 20 different projects. You could have 20 different databases going for different things.
Okay.
And we like it because it's serverless, right? I don't have to worry about spinning up a database server dealing with all that stuff.
So what hosts the database then?
It's actually AWS.
Oh, okay. So it's a cloud thing.
So you
Gotcha.
deploy through Neon, and then Neon stores it in AWS.
Okay.
We really like them, and they're actually very accessible. And they even have authentication if you decide to go with that. You know, some competitors are like Superbase and Firebase and other things. But I'd probably start with like a simple app. I'd probably make a to-do list app or something just simple.
Yeah.
And then make it like something that you would want to use, right? Make it something that would really make you happy and wanting to use it. And then I would learn like how the databases work. Honestly, we do not write raw SQL queries at Techopolis. We use an ORM, which is something else in the database, where you have to know an object relational mapper. So the object oriented programming comes in because you're taking basically what you are writing. So let's say you're writing something to join tables, right? So you're writing code in whatever programming language. Instead of writing the SQL statements, which are very raw and sometimes things could happen, there's a layer over the database that helps abstract that into objects. So it's an object relational mapper. So you might write something like, I don't know, I'm trying to make up something like this dot username equals string colon name. I don't know, just something to that effect where you're not writing the raw SQL, but you're actually writing code to abstract that, meaning that you're writing the programming language code instead of SQL, but you still
And the
get the
pro
same job done.
and the programming language basically acts as like a SQL interpreter, is what you're saying.
Kind of, but you
Yeah.
install a certain package. So if I'm doing with JavaScript, use something called Drizzle. ORM, there's also stuff called like Sequelize or others, but you just install it and then it shows you like sample code you can use. I would like learn about those because those can be really helpful. It's kind of like an interpreter, but it kind of is like a mapper. So it says, okay, if I say join whatever in this language, it will translate into here, here's what it is in the SQL language.
Gotcha. So it kind of keeps me from like typos or whatever that might occur if I were writing straight SQL, because
It-
I've seen those before. Those can get pretty
It
long and
keeps you
intense.
from accidentally writing a drop table test
Yeah. Yeah. Right.
or
Right.
delete database or format database or
Drop. Yeah. That's the keyword I was trying to remember, is the drop one.
yeah,
I've done
don't
little
yeah.
basic. I did it in Linux. Just pulled up.
Ah,
Yeah, I've messed with I did Linux from scratch years and years and years ago. That was fun.
oh yeah, that's always fun.
Oh my gosh, I want to do it again sometime. It's been about
Well,
20 years since I've
you know
done
what?
it.
We use something called RackNerd, RackNerd, and I think one of our friends, Doug Langley, if you know who he is, he's all about finding these deals. But you can get like a basic Linux server that you can play with for like $10 a year.
With what's it? Rack what?
RackNerd.
Rack Nerd. Okay. So that's kind of like Linode or something like that, right?
DigitalOcean, yeah, but you're not paying for every month.
Really?
Yeah,
Wow.
we have like 15 or no, 8 RackNerd servers. And you can actually, let me show you a page. So they actually never take their Black Friday sales down. So you can actually go to their page and buy RackNerd servers. And you can still get them at Black Friday prices, even though they haven't taken their page down, or even though it's
Wow.
past Black Friday. So let me send you a page in the chat.
That would be awesome.
And
Yeah.
you guys might want to do this too. Because you can do Windows, you can make up a database, you can you can do a lot.
That's pretty sweet. Yeah, I'll definitely check that out, because I was thinking about, I mean, I've had Linode in the past. I've had Digital. I've messed with all of them.
Linode got bought, so it's not as good anymore.
Okay.
There you go.
Yeah.
Check that out.
I mean, I was messing with Linux shells and Unix shells back before they had these, like, because most of these now they're like virtual servers, a bunch of them on one physical server.
Yeah.
And I used to mess with these back in the day when they had that, like, you would buy a shell for like, they were way expensive back then, like 20
Well, they do
bucks a
have
month.
dedicated servers as well.
Yeah. I don't know. I just feel like that used to be more common. Nowadays, it's more virtual because it's easier and cheaper, to deploy them.
They have virtual dedicated servers where you get your own metal, but you don't have to be there in person.
Okay, gotcha.
So I'd look at the RackNerd. It's pretty
Yeah.
cheap. And especially, I don't know what you're gonna do with them, but you could even like deploy your own apps if you decided. Obviously, if you want something to scale, I wouldn't. I'd probably, if I wanted to scale, I'd probably use something like Railway or maybe Heroku, but Salesforce is kind of eating that alive. Or
Okay.
Netlify. We use Railway as of last Monday. Because I just got sick of Heroku being stupid. And I get a free $5 trial. Although what we found out was, this is interesting. This is something for y'all to know. If you have a team on Railway, so let's say it's me and my boss Michael, we're coding, and let's say that my GitHub repo is connected to Railway, and then it shows all the organization repos. Well, if Michael decides he's going to deploy, it makes him submit for approval. Why? Because he's not the main GitHub repo on the account. What they want you to do is go to the $20 Pro plan if you have multiple people committing. We did not know that. So right now we just have the $5 hobby plan, which is basically for personal developers. We thought, well, we're close enough to personal developers. We're just a small company. Well, that's not the case. So anyway, that's a little disclaimer there. Probably won't apply to most of y'all, but if you work with other people, that may apply. Yeah, that was fun. We got it figured out. We make a lot of different web apps. I'm working on this big platform right now where you can like submit bugs and things. We may eventually actually sell it. It's like a bug tracking thing, but it's better than like GitHub issues or whatever things, because as a mobile developer, we have different sources our apps come from, or our bugs. And one of those is the App Store Connect through Apple. Basically, what that means is whenever we get a bug or test flight feedback, it goes through Apple. Well, obviously, that's not going to go through GitHub issues or whatever. That's not going to go through others, because obviously, Apple, I have to have webhooks and APIs and all that crap. And so I was like, you know what? I'm going to make this something. So I got Claude Code going, and I was able to make this web app. It's not done. It's not nearly done, but it's good enough where we're able to start using it. And then I can submit my items or bugs, whatever, for approval. And one of my visual teammates can approve them, because I don't have that much sight, but we've got a couple other people that do. So long story short, you could do a lot with AI if you wanted to. But that required a database. Welcome, y'all. Yeah. So do you have any other questions about all of this? Hopefully that was all helpful, and I know I gave you a lot of information.
Yeah, so basically you're saying to get started with database related stuff, you want to make a simple app where you're just like building the to-do
Hello.
list, like you said, or, and just practicing with like adding items, removing items, and
That's what I would do.
kind of that.
And
Yeah.
yeah, and even if you want feedback on it, prototype something next week, and even there's ways that you could like share it for very little money, or you could just start a Railway trial for $5, or free
Railway?
$5. Railway.app. I'm gonna give you guys a referral code. I want you guys to know that this is not sponsored by them, but I want to give the code so that you guys can get more credit.
Can you guys hear me?
I
Yes.
can.
Okay, I don't know. The Zoom app is being weird, so I'm joining through Safari on my phone.
Yeah. So I will give that to you
Oops.
guys. Railway.app.
But Taylor, you have a lot of playing to do with Spark Deck. Let's just say Claude and I have been busy.
Ooh, I'll have to look at it. Yeah, Maria was making a flashcards app. I'm gonna look at it, Maria, and I'm going to see what you came up with, because we're gonna be starting hopefully the iOS version soon. Hopefully when we're done with Swift UI. Did you ever get your Mac?
No, she never sent it.
Uh-oh. Well, there's been other things there, but we'll see what we can do to get you something.
I'm trying to see. Hopefully my finances within the next coming months will be good, because I was gonna get one through Upgraded, because I can't afford buying like it outright.
That's okay. You know what? And then
Okay.
when you do, you can come to office hours or whatever and come here, and we can help get your Xcode set up. We may even do a special workshop on getting started with mobile development. I'm not decided, but yeah.
I think she just dropped.
Oh, whoops. Her phone probably died. Or so yeah,
I'm
I'm gonna
still
send you guys
here.
a railway. Oh, somebody
Oh,
else dropped.
Okay.
it said Maria
It
Reyes
says I
left.
dropped, but I
Yeah.
don't know.
Maria, there's 3 of you in here. Oh dear.
How? That's
Can
weird.
you rejoin? Because it says there's 3 of you. Oh no, it says there's 4. What the? Wait, is my Zoom being zoomy? I think it is, because it says there's 4 of you, Maria. I would
Oh,
rejoin.
She's
that's
multiplying.
weird.
Yeah, Maria, stop. There's 5 of you now.
Whoa, how? What is going
Please
on?
rejoin. Okay.
Well, I don't know how to get the app to work because it just says waiting and waiting.
Rejoin through Safari or do something. Sign out of the app and re-in or something. I'm getting the Railway Word link. Again, you guys don't have to use it, but if you do, it will help you get more credits. For example, I've been rolling it for 7 days and you get $5 of credits to start. And I've only used $4 or I have $4.59 remaining, and that's with 2 active projects. So what I'm saying is it's really cheap.
Okay, so I'm reading about it and it says
Eh,
manage
I'm
databases.
stuck.
So can you kind of explain exactly what Railway does as far as the database angle?
Yes, so you can decide to deploy your own database through Railway. I've never used that. It's like the serverless database like Neon. Or you
Okay.
could decide to
Okay,
deploy through Neon.
I'm stuck in here. I guess the leave button. Zoom is being weird. I don't know, but um, I have a question for you. Do you want? Am I good to have Because I know we were gonna
Yeah, go
implement
ahead
like.
and have Claude do it. Sorry, I haven't had time because Michael's been keeping me busy. But have Claude work on the next JS thing and see if you can get it done.
Oh, so you do want me to convert Next.js?
Well, yeah, or do whatever you want to do, honestly. Because honestly, I think the mobile app should be our main hero anyway. Do you agree?
You were sending that link, right? Railway.
Yeah, I just gotta find my referral link. It's kind of hard to find.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's okay.
I would say so, but I don't know. My friends like I'd probably use the web app more, so I don't know.
Or you could just make the web app simple for now, but sorry, I've been so
So
busy.
should it be able to can Claude implement like Auth0, Neon, and all of that?
Yeah, it can.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah, hold
Yeah.
on. Yep, sorry.
Yeah, sure.
Go ahead.
Yeah, my question is, what type of vector database would you be using for a chat GPT? Means for a chatbot or so on, or if you want to store chunking and embedding things in a
Store
local machine.
what building?
For RAG,
Oh,
RAG,
rag.
yeah,
Yeah,
RAG
yeah.
for vector databases for similar
Ooh.
searches. Yeah.
I would probably be using something, well, depending on what it is. Like for all our RAG and our mobile apps, we just use a JSON database structure.
But
But if I'm doing
it
vector
stores all the
databases,
memory. Yeah, it's you have to store that takes all the memory up now. But for that you need you don't use like some other vector databases.
I not a lot in like because mostly we do mobile apps and we do some web apps, but I mostly when I'm using vector stuff, either I will use the Postgres and I'll probably make a local Postgres database and do the vectors that way, or I
Right.
may decide to do something else like a document-based database, but mostly I just use the Postgres.
And what type of embeddings which most do you use Azure embeddings or local sentence embedding and so on, like local Python and so on,
I just
which
use
which you
local.
think sentence embedding and so on
Yeah,
of
I don't
Python?
use any of the Azure stuff.
Yeah, I had some, but yeah, I had some Azure means account, so I used up that. That's also good enough. But it gives a bigger window or so on, and it is multilingual also.
I'm sending you guys a link right now.
Yeah.
Oh, for the
Okay, how
railway?
do I get a website for Auth0? Because I can have Claude implement Auth0, Neon, and Netlify, but like
So you go to
How do-
auth0.com, and I think we already had an account, so you could just log in there, and I think it was the same account. Like, I think you set up the account.
Yeah, I set up accounts.
So you'll have to go to the application and then find the client ID in secret.
Well, I will definitely look on Code Academy for a database course. You're very resourceful. Thanks for that suggestion.
Yeah, and again, once you have something on Railway, even if it's really basic, I can give you feedback, and that goes for anybody here. If they have a project they want me to give, you want feedback, or even feedback from the other community members. That is totally plausible, and you could do that on our Discord. I better send that because I don't think everybody has that, or the mailing list, or these meetings. So you guys don't have to just be limited to the meetings to ask questions. We've got a really good Discord. I'll send that to you guys if you're on Discord. Or even the mailing list you guys can use. So we've got a lot of solutions that you guys have available to you, and we really want to make this the best that you guys want, it to be. And even if you decided later on, do you have a Mac?
No, I just have I have a desktop PC that I built, and then I have a laptop.
I just wasn't like I was just curious because yeah, some people are like, man, if I know C#, I could just do like the .NET MAUI or whatever to make mobile apps. But yeah, I didn't know what you had for resources available to you.
Well, I mean, how common is that really? It doesn't sound like people really use C# for mobile development. I mean, I know you
It's
can.
not.
Okay,
No.
I didn't think so.
James Montemagno powered the .NET MAUI revolution, and he's a Microsoft evangelist. I know him through Twitter
Okay.
or X, whatever you want to call it this week. And he's all right. It's an all right platform. Honestly, what I
just call
use
it Twitter.
Yeah, right. This is my personal opinion, mine only. I would rather use something like Swift on iOS to build iOS apps. A lot of people swear by React Native. You can kind of build mobile apps on your Windows computer in a sense, of course, until you have to like submit for the Mac. I've never really used it that much. But there's a new AI service, or at least not new, but like a service that will support it now called Replit. But it's kind of broken for the React Native stuff. They just released that Friday, and Michael was already able to break it in one prompt.
So
Yeah,
with Swift, you're still using what's the name of the development environment on the Mac?
Xcode.
Yeah, you're still using Xcode with Swift and all that, right? Like that's how
Yes,
you would do that?
that
Okay.
you have to. Now,
Yeah.
you're probably wondering as a database person, how do you do databases? Well, you use something called Swift Data. It used to be called Core Data, and then there's something called CloudKit for iCloud. That's how you sync stuff across devices.
Ah, gotcha. So like basically all your app settings or any data you have would be stored in like a database.
Yeah, on your phone. It's all on device.
Oh, okay.
Other than uh, okay, should I can I?
Yeah, go ahead. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
other than VS Code, which are good IDEs for accessible IDs? PyCharm, is it accessible or fully accessible?
Ooh, I haven't tried it in a very long time. I think it was accessible. I think they made IntelliJ also accessible. Honestly, the things I only use right now is VS Code and
Yeah,
Xcode and the terminal.
but Xcode is it for PC?
No, it's only for the Mac because I'm mostly an
Yeah,
Apple developer.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. I was more
Um,
concerned. PC is the not more other than VS Code we can do, or PyCharm most probably for Python.
I don't
So
I don't even use Cloud Code through the terminal. I use it through the desktop app.
uh
yeah, I use it through terminal or the desktop, whatever I decide.
I had to figure out how to install it through the terminal so I can use it that way.
npm-g or something like npm install-g Anthropic Cloud Code, something or other. I'll have to send you the command in chat. But like there, and you can even code on your iPad with Claude. You connect to Git repo. So Michael's actually setting up a workflow where he can submit to test flight from his iPad, where when Claude's done building, it will submit to test flight and he can test on his phone.
That's cool.
I'm
But yeah,
excited
Taylor,
about
you
that.
should check out SparkDeck.
I will.
I've done a lot with it.
I will check it out, and then and even next week when you have a little bit more refined, you should present it for feedback from the community.
I will. It's actually already done. I just need to implement the backend, so Neon, Auth0, and Netlify.
Got it. And then you once you're done with that, deploy it, and then we'll look at it. Yeah. So let's see, man. You guys are this is awesome. This is the best week we've had so far. I've not actually looked at. Oh, I forgot to look at the YouTube chat. Oh, we didn't have okay. We just had a bunch of spammers. Yay. But yeah, and I think telling all your friends to come would be awesome. Also, because we want to help you as much as possible. And who knows? Sometimes Michael may even show up. Depends.
Yeah,
He's always pretty
Discord
busy.
channel is not much active, I guess so. I
Um,
joined the Discord channel, yeah, but
the Discord
no,
sometimes is it's sometimes pretty chill, but sometimes if we get talking about stuff in the general, especially, but we have a lot of members and sometimes it's active, but then a lot of times it's just kind of chill. But if you start
yeah,
conversations, it will be active.
yeah.
It's kind of
But
one of those things.
it doesn't have any voice channels, right?
Yes, it does. It has general.
Okay, general voice channel. Okay.
Yeah, and it has programming labs, so if you need help with your programming projects.
Are
We
there
also have
any events happening there, or sometimes like
yes,
any events?
we do. We have Discord stage. Very infrequently, but we'll probably do one at the end of the week.
Okay. Let us
Uh,
know if there is, then we can join also there.
we do. We do an everyone for all announcements. There's also a Discord voice bot, so whenever we're on voice, there's a general voice alert text channel or a voice alert category. You can unmute that so you get the voice alert bot when everybody's online in general.
Okay. Okay.
We made a Python voice bot.
So how to activate that?
Um, so you basically find the voice category, or like the channel, and I think you can enable notifications on that voice bot category. It's been so long since I've done it. I'll have to, but I think you can find the general voice alert, like it'll say
Okay.
voice alert
Okay.
text.
From going there and going to voice chat. Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
I'll
you should
try
be able to
this.
enable notifications.
Yeah.
It's been so long since I've done it because I've had it for a while.
Right. 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 Okay. I'll try that. Thank you. Thank you very much, sir.
Welcome.
Nice to know everybody.
Yeah, you guys should, check it out. And even if you want to talk about programming, just put it in there. Or you could just put, like message me and say, hey, I'm going to go talk about programming and I can do a everyone announcement because that's
Yeah.
only
Sure.
reserved for admins.
Okay. Okay.
So me and Michael are admins. And there's also one of our other team members named Lauren that's an admin.
Okay.
My
See ya.
hope is to get the website sparkdeck.app.
Ooh, so keep that in mind, Maria. You'll have to have an SSL certificate.
Really? For the website?
Yeah, did you know that .app is the only TLD domain that actually requires one? Like you have to have one really. You should have one on all the other every other website, but .app actually fully requires it. But it should not be hard with Netlify.
I was gonna say, how do I do that? See, I don't know how to do any of this. So
You'll learn. We'll figure it out together. That's why you're here. You'll come ask questions, and we'll do it together if we have to.
yeah,
Um,
because I think that would be cool.
we will get it
Sparkdeck.app.
done, and then
Do
you'll be able to make the app once you're. How are
in
you liking the CFDR class?
I'm gonna go and fix something for lunch, but this has been great, and I look forward to coming back in subsequent weeks. Thank
Yeah.
you for setting this up, and you've been very helpful. So, you all have a great day, and we'll talk again soon.
Have a great day. You might be able to catch some of this on YouTube because it'll still be going until everybody's done. So yeah.
Awesome.
yeah.
All right.
Good day.
Take care.
Good day, everyone. Bye.
Thank
Good
you.
night, everyone.
a question. I learned Python a couple years ago, but I haven't
Okay.
used it much. So I need to do some revision to remember what I've learned and to things I struggled with to get them to learn those things properly. So are there some resources you could recommend I can look at? Preferably
Yes.
free, because I don't know how much
Um,
I'll actually use it. It's more for side things at the moment, but I want to
Free
use.
Code Camp has a good Python certification. Like a
Oh,
curriculum. They just came
oh,
out
they
with it, so
do.
I'm not sure how good it is. I haven't had a chance to test it. There might be something
Oh,
I write about. I also have a blog. I don't talk a lot about Python stuff on there, but I do talk a lot about code, so that might also be helpful for people to follow. It's my Substack. And let me send you the free code camp stuff.
okay. Is that a
They
new
have a,
thing? Because I didn't know they have a Python
it's
thing
very
when I
new.
looked.
I don't let me see, let me find
Oh,
it.
okay, that's why I didn't. Oh, okay, because I looked for it at some point but didn't see anything. I was surprised. I didn't
It's
have
very
it.
new.
Okay.
Let me find it. I'm gonna send it to you once I find. We actually interviewed the founder of Free Code Camp on this channel.
Yeah, I listened to part of that.
I'm gonna have to go look for the interview.
So they have. Well, I'll show you. I'll send it to you, and I'll show you everything they have, so everybody knows. So they have recommended curriculum in beta. Responsive. What? Wait.
Huh?
Python certification. It says this teaches you the fundamentals of Python programming. Turn your Python certification. Complete the 5 required projects. Pass the Python certification exam. And then they have Python basics, theory, understanding variables, data types. So this is everything you need. Hold on.
Okay.
Stop.
Be quiet,
Hold on.
Siri.
Hey Siri, stop. It did not need to talk. Okay.
Yeah, it's
Look, I'm
because
just trying
mine
to talk about
talked.
Python. There you go. Hopefully that will be helpful for you.
Okay. Yeah, thanks.
Yeah, it's a good curriculum. And then you could be able to complete the projects. They've got videos, they've got text, they've got accessible stuff.
Okay. Nice. Thanks.
Yeah, hopefully that will help you. And then of course asking questions here for getting concepts, and then whatever, if you decide to build any practice programs, we can review it here as well during these calls. So in case you want to like make something, you're like, oh, I don't know if this is good enough, I could do code reviews.
Okay.
Yeah. So does that help anything?
Yeah, that helps. Thanks.
Welcome. Any
Hey,
other questions? Oh, hello.
this is cool that you took over. I had missed the last 2 weeks because I was out sick, but oh my god.
Oh, I
But
was too. I was
yeah,
sick. Well, Michael was sick, and then I just kind of felt down, and that's why I've just kind of been like behind on things this year. But I've been getting a lot better and getting things
good,
done.
me too. But yeah, you should definitely pull my changes
I will
and check.
pull it, and then we'll look at it. My email's
'Cause,
blowing up like crazy. I think people are registering. I've
'cause
got a
this
lot
is
more registrants today.
really, that's good. Well, I accidentally re-registered again because I don't know what's going on with my Zoom. So
That's all right. My account keeps getting blocked for being an AI bot.
oh geez.
That's fine. Now I get to go deal with that later. But yeah, I will pull those changes when I get out. Oh dear, I keep getting emails. But yeah, I mean this has been really really productive. Honestly. Um, Anybody else have any questions before or you guys all questioned out, which is all right too.
Mhm.
I think eventually once people start submitting code for feedback, we'll probably get a lot, like it'll be almost 2 hours. And we'll probably have like a form where you guys can submit feedback. I'm gonna come up with something and I'll submit it to the mailing list. And that way you guys know how to submit the feedback, because that way I have the GitHub URL, I can get that ahead of time and then I can give feedback.
Yeah, ChatGPT actually taught me how to do the, because I all I knew was how to open it, the Spark Deck through the index.html, but ChatGPT taught me how to actually go to the Node.js website, install it, and then told me what commands to run because I don't know the terminal.
Well,
So
hopefully eventually there's a lot of good things to know about the terminal, but hopefully eventually you'll learn it.
yeah,
Are you
so
doing the
now,
Swift UI course? Because this week we're starting Swift UI.
oh yeah. Yeah, so now I run Spark Deck through npm start,
That's awesome. Yeah. It'll be
and
interesting
then
to see if you can, when Swift UI comes around, which we're starting this week for the Swift class. We finished Swift.
awesome, yeah.
Hell, I'm having a hard time understanding each of those. Toga and all those other and what they do, what they are, what they're
Yeah. Okay.
I'm
So
a lot of time I'm having a hard time understanding.
it's okay. Because we had a lot today. If we're gonna have a lot of stuff. What I'm gonna probably also do every week is make a blog post on my Substack as a recap of what we talked about. Not saying anybody's names, but so that we can get other people to join. But I'll quickly recap. So Toga is the uh, GUI, graphical user interface framework for Python that allows you to make native Windows and Mac and Linux apps. And you could also make iOS and Android.
To make apps with them.
Yeah, you can make apps
Okay.
and desktop apps.
Uh huh. And does AI help with the HTML as well?
Yeah, it does.
Uh, this is I think it would be great if there was a Python study session the way there is an HTML study session. That'd be really awesome.
Well, I don't really have that much power in that regard, so I can't really say anything. That's something you have to bring up with them.
Right.
Because I
I
don't have that
understand.
much power. Yeah.
Uh,
I can't do anything like that.
mm.
But yeah, there's Toga. There's WX Python, which is a similar library for a
What's a
graphical user
library?
interface. A library is like a set of code that allows you to perform a certain action. So think about like making an interface for your app. That way you don't have to make it all yourself. So it's kind of like a module, almost like an add-on for NVDA, but this is for Python.
Interesting. Right. Yeah, I remember that they mentioned that when I was learning it. Random and all that stuff, imports.
Yep. Import math, import this,
All
import
that,
that.
all that jazz. Yeah, that we had to do. And what's railway? And you mentioned
Railway is a way to deploy your web apps.
as a way to deploy. How do you deploying web apps meaning?
Put them on the web. So you make them on your local computer, and then you got to make them so that everybody in the world can see them. So if I go to google.com, I go to google.com. Or if I go to techopolis.app, I will go to our website. But if I can't go to let's say you make a web application. I can't go there unless you have deployed it to the web and it's on a, server somewhere.
So is that like what Netlify does, right?
Yeah, that's what Netlify does. But Netlify is free, and this is $5. I don't have a lot of experience with Netlify, but I just chose that for you because that was free.
Oh, okay. I mean, yeah, I don't mind like paying if I have to, but I want to minimize as much because I want to make the app as free as possible. At least the web app. So
Well, thank you. And that free code camp learn Python. That sounds good.
You should take that,
sounds.
Lauren.
Yeah. So it's freecodecamp.org/learning Python. Learn
I think
Python.
so. Yeah, it's that URL I sent. I don't even know. Like, I had to log in first, then you'll see it under recommended curriculum.
I'll check it out. I'll look it up.
Awesome. Any other
Yeah.
questions?
Thank you.
Are y'all good? And I will put everybody on the mailing list that needs to be on there. I'll be dealing with that later when we're done with this.
I would like to be on the mailing list. That can be on top of it too.
Okay.
Thank you.
Welcome. And all right. I don't think there's anything else. Is there anybody else have any questions before we head out for the day? Okay. So I will put everybody who has to be on the mailing list on there. I'm gonna make a blog post with everything we talked about today. That way you guys can get a recap of everything so that you can be able to, look at it later. It'll be on my Substack. I'll be putting the link on the mailing list when I get it done. And y'all have a wonderful day.